little sore, but it'll go away. Now it's time to put on my Grateful Dead and my Jefferson Airplane soundtrack. I'll get it with y'all in 1 hour. I learned more in 1 hour than 100 books in 100 years. Ketamine stands for kinetic energy. Good day, everyone. So my apologies to all of you for not following up from yesterday. Out of my 16th ketamine treatment, I have to say this was the most beautiful and educational one I had. It's also was the only time I've ever puked from the come up or the high. But I realized it was because of 2 reasons. Apparently chamomile and fenugreek seed have an interaction with ketamine that's not negative, but more supercharged, like kinetic energy to the nervous system and the mind. So it makes it a little more introspective and intense, especially with the body high. But what was cool was I ate some food that I had a feeling was all not right, and it forced it all out. So I felt like I was literally dying, which sometimes psychedelics will give you that. But I know the difference, and it makes me comfortable with my death when that time comes. But anyway, back on topic. What happened was it was hard to breathe. I felt body load. I felt uncomfortable. The moment I expelled everything, which this hasn't happened since my ayahuasca ceremony in 2016, I felt like I was floating. And then I got all these understandings, and this voice said, K, ketamine, K, kinetic energy, electroplastic energy flowing through your nerves. Can you feel the pinpoints? And then I could, and it was weird. My entire arm was numb, but it was because my nerve was pinched up here, and I could feel all 3 points of where it was pinched. So it helped me direct exactly where my nerve was pinched, so it allows me to make frequency healing easier. So what it said was, take ketamine and use it for frequency healing and Kundalini yoga, if not acupuncture healing to your left arm. You don't need to heal your whole body in your treatment. You can heal part of the one that needs main focus. Don't take it out of context, because if you focus on that one body part, then it's going to heal faster than you doing full yoga or full acupuncture or full frequency healing. But the ketamine is going to be directed everywhere, but it can be focused in an area, and using frequency it'll work. So I was getting all these messages just from that experience right after I came out of it, among a few other things. But that was the most humbling and understanding that chamomile has a similar relation with ketamine to the nervous system, where it dances together in your body, and it makes the experience a whole lot better. Visually, it kind of put me into where I couldn't even open my eyes. It was so intense. But I've taken the same milligram last time, and it wasn't that way. So next time I'm going to try a different tea, minimize the herbs I use, and just focus on drinking water like before. This was also the first time I ever drank water like I did during my ketamine treatment, so I'm wondering if that played a part on the nausea. I had to eventually have them give me a Zofran to calm my nerves down. But this was the only time out of all 16 dose experiences I had at Klarisana that the ketamine taught me something external instead of internal. There wasn't no focus on an internal message at that time, only guidance, and it told me I was on the right path, and then I got lost in a void, and when I came back, I threw up from the intensity, and that's when I started getting this visual message that was internal, but it was visual too, and it showed me. And when I moved my body the way it was, I could feel like the frequencies and the electroplastic energy from my nerves moving out of my body and trying to force itself in a proper rotation through my nervous system. And the pinched nerve, I could pinpoint all the 3 areas that was pinched. And I did a massage and put a topical on, and I could get feeling in my arm again. So it was weird. I never had that happen before. The second best experience was before I stopped a year and a half ago after my dad died. I walked in darkness, and I couldn't see nothing in front of me. I was feeling, and then all of a sudden I felt something that felt like wood. And it felt plain as day, but I had to stay in the chair. You're not allowed to move from the chair for safety reasons, so you can stay in balance. But anyway, I kept my eyes closed, and I could feel it. And I'm like, what is this? Is this wood? Am I at the gates of heaven? And I laughed about it, but when I said it, I fell back into my body, and when I did, my dad came down and hugged me, and I literally cried for 40 minutes. That's the longest I have cried since I think I was 12 years old. Honestly, ketamine has helped me more with grieving than any other substance next to DMT. DMT had helped me accept and allow things by putting pieces together, but ketamine allowed me to connect. That was something I never really expected to happen. So there is a huge spiritual and mental benefit. And from what I can understand is I definitely traveled to the astral plane, and I'm just on the borderline of the spirit plane when I'm there, because my body thinks it's dying as far as the mind and emotions and soul goes, but the body doesn't feel that it's dying because the heart's still pumping. It's just when you're that numb, you can't tell, and when you're transcendent the way you are, it's I don't know what else to say, out of this world. And it's very humbling, and it's like taking a walk with God for a little while. And who's to say it's not? Maybe he's stepping in there in the experience too. You never really know. But that's on your own belief, not compared to my belief. So please respect that. That being said, I'm looking forward to my next treatment in 3 weeks, and I'll follow up again with that.